If you're experiencing life as a bit of a pain in the neck these days, a misalignment, just a feeling of compression, I invite you to bring your attention to the back of your heart and feel it supported. As we get curious and we shrug off some of the load that we've been carrying, start to create more spaciousness for the intuition to flow in. I invite you to settle into a place where you feel between your shoulder blades is somehow supported, either by the way you're positioned in relationship to gravity, or by cushions lying down, or by a wall or a chair. I'm going to offer a little bit of sound, and each time you hear the sound, it's an invitation deeper into your wisdom, yourself, your present relationship with yourself, into drawing toward your center. Feel the bell calling you in, calling you deeper in. Listening to the end. And whatever's here is fine. Feel yourself held and seen in your wholeness with whatever you're sitting with. Whether it's light or heavy, past or future or present. Notice how it's sitting in your body. And if you feel like you've been carrying weight on your shoulders, you might want to touch your shoulders in any way that feels right. If it feels like there's a lot in your head and it's harder to drop into your body, sometimes we can feel that disconnect as neck discomfort or a misalignment, just a feeling of compression. So this is why I really invite you to bring your attention to that place at the back of your heart and feel it supported. Feel it lifting slightly to allow broadness through your chest and armpits. I'm going to bring a hand to the center of my chest. You might put one finger either side of your breastbone and just rub there for a moment. Inviting in whatever's here, the fullness of sadness, fear, happiness, joy, disappointment. Heaviness, lightness. Whatever's here, let that hand rest. You might say to yourself, I can hold myself. I can hold this feeling. I'm going to chant Om. You're welcome to join me, placing ourselves into the wholeness that is totality, that is universal awareness. Breathing in. What's most present in this moment, not what you want, not even what you need, but what you're really viscerally experiencing as true inside you in this moment. It might be a raw emotion that doesn't even have words yet. And if we can feel it at that point of raw feeling before it gets translated into words, that's a deep awareness. That's a somatic experience of the essence of the emotion before we interpret. So you might let your hand continue to rest at your heart or rest somewhere else. I'm going to bring a hand up to the base of my skull, and I'm crossing my hand behind my neck to take my fingers to the opposite side of my neck, right at the base of my skull. I'm reaching my hand across my neck like a cat pawing, and then my fingers are hooking at the base of my skull on the opposite side. If this is uncomfortable for your arm or shoulder, you can do same side hand, just rubbing, it's fine. And then find a place where you can just rest your fingers there. Separate your back teeth. Feel that there's a cave or a hollow in your mouth, so there's spaciousness. You could let your tongue drop. You might swallow. Let your lips gently touch. Drag those fingers across the base of your skull as many times as you'd like, and then rest that hand down. And before you change sides, simply notice, keeping that cave-like feeling of your mouth, spaciousness. And take your other hand across. Slide your fingers behind your neck so your palm is on your neck. And then reach your fingers up to the base of your skull on the opposite side, or same side is fine too. So you're finding just behind your ear a little bump at the base of your skull, and hooking or resting your finger pads there. Rest there. If you can, breathe through your nose as you back up the center of your heart, center of your skull, so they're just above your pelvis. So if your eyes were open, and they can be, it's fine. You might be looking right at the level of your eyes, just a soft gaze. And you might drag your fingers a couple times across the base of your skull, or slide your fingers, or rub your neck. When you're done, rest your hand down. Take your shoulders forward as if you're caving in your heart a little bit, but really move it from your shoulders. And keep your chin level. And then take your shoulders back. Keep your chin level so your shoulders move behind you. You might feel like you're pinning your shoulder blades toward each other. You do not have to puff up your chest here. You slide your shoulders forward, glide them forward, separating your shoulder blades, and then glide your shoulders back. Keeping your shoulders back, keep your chin level, bring your shoulders up. forward and down, back. And you can start to link this with breath. Up on the inhale, forward and down on the exhale, back and up on the inhale. One more time. The next time that they're down and back, stay there for a moment. Forward and up on your inhale, back and down on your exhale, keeping your chin level. Shoulders go forward and up as you breathe in, back and down as you breathe out. Let your arms be heavy. And find a place that feels neutral and comfortable for your shoulders. Let them go. Take an ear toward a shoulder. So you're just moving your head a little, ear toward shoulder. Take a breath in there, and then slowly release your chin forward. Pause. Roll your chin up through center on your inhale. And other ear toward the other shoulder. Just bending your head. Pause. Take a breath in. Let your nose slowly dive forward until your chin is lined up with a place between your collarbones. As the weight of your head is taking your neck longer, and roll it up through center. Okay, we're going to do a figure 8 twice in each direction, so you can lift your chin slightly on your inhale. And you can follow, your nose can follow your eyes around to one side and down on your exhale. Up through center on your inhale. Around to the other side and down on your exhale. Up through center on your inhale, one time on your own. Okay, next time you come up through center, you're going to go down to one side and up on the side on your inhale. Come to center, down through center on your exhale. To the second side and up on your inhale. To the center, down through center on your exhale, and one more time like that. Roll your chin and your head until they're neutral. Ears above your shoulders. Shoulders hovering somewhere above your hips. Drop your awareness lower into your body as best you can. Toward your feet, or your thighs, or your butt, or your gut. Have that sense of being full and held. Broad base of support. Deep roots. Less attention at the very top. So when we experience discomfort, whether it's physical or emotional discomfort or mental, it might at first feel like a threat response. But when we can bring some curiosity to it, we might see it as an opportunity If there is something uncomfortable, something that you'd rather turn your head away from, what would it feel like to turn toward it a bit? To incline your heart in the direction. Yoga is very clear on this. There is suffering, but our aim is not to create more suffering. So, if you are willing to incline your heart toward that discomfort, notice where it is sitting in your body, and ask it softball questions like, is there a temperature or a color associated with this feeling? Or you can go deeper. How old are you? What is the sense in your body? Was there ever a time you were told that you were wrong for feeling this? What does that feeling need to hear from you? Present moment you, right now. The wisdom is already in there. Find that cave of your mouth again, that spaciousness. We'll do a little humming. So you can allow that, as you begin humming, to let it reverberate, let it vibrate through the cave of your mouth and then into your skull, your throat, down into your shoulders and heart, neck, up to your skull and scalp. This last one, really tune your ears to your own sound. And then drop into silence, a minute of silence. And you can give yourself more silence by simply pausing me. I want to remind you that the wisdom is all right here in your body. So we're using these practices to access that wisdom that's already there, that already knows. As we get curious and we shrug off some of the load that we've been carrying that's really not ours, we might start to create more spaciousness for that wisdom to flow in, that intuition to flow in. That pure, visceral, pre-interpretation feeling that may not be able to be put into words. And it might have a little discomfort attached to it. In some circles, they call this reparenting. Right? You can call it whatever the heck you want. I invite you to know what you're responsible for, and that is this little one inside you. This one that's been carrying burdens that were probably too much at one time, but are no longer too much. Maybe they're too much, but for many of us, we have the resources now, but it still feels uncomfortable or even overwhelming because there was a time when we didn't have the resources. We can give compassion to that part of us. And finally ask that part of you, what do you most need? And listen. If you're ready to chant Om Shanti, you can join me in that. Breathe in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.